I wanted to also do deck profiles. This is the last deck I've built, actually IRL, but this is what? This is OTK going second, Watts, and Tenpai. I love Tenpai, oh my gosh, Chandra. So this is going second, Watts. I really love the Watt archetype. I tried playing it with Sprite. It doesn't actually that work. You can play it as is, but so many things have to go right for you to be able to play Watts on their own and OTK with just them. There is a way to get them to OTK, but they're just gonna be a side engine to Tenpai basically, because Tenpai is the one that actually does the OTK, because all of the Watt cards, they have so little attack.
You're weak. I'm you.
That's why you're gonna need the Tenpai cards, because they push out so much damage compared to your Watts. This is a variation of the Tenpai Sky Striker list that uses the Watts as a way to search your Tenpai cards as well. It's like more copies of your Tenpai cards. I built this on Master Duel. It's been doing okay. Going second is pretty hard. Even if you have so many like board wipes and shit, it's still pretty hard. You need to have like a good set of board breakers in your hand to answer what they're doing. So this deck, we play 3 Watt Cobras. Put it here so that the glare doesn't go through. It's still going through. Oh, this one is very glary, huh? God damn it, the fucking glare, dude. Now the light is here. Oh god, that's so far. It kinda works. So let's go with that. We play 3 Watt Cobra. It is one of your normal summons that you do. Another way for you to search the Tenpai cards, because if you attack with Cobra, you get to search out your Tuna, and then Tuna summons itself, Tuna attack, it goes to Kyuki, what Kyuki attacks. All of it is direct, by the way. Kyuki shuffles itself and Tuna back, and then you go into Chimera. Chimera can banish something from your deck. You banish a Dragon Ruler, and then that Dragon Ruler will search you Genroku, and then you're into Tenpai. So that's basically how the Watts get you into the Tenpais. So to accommodate that combo, we only play 1 Watt Tuna, because you search it. You don't need multiple copies of it. You just search it using the Cobra. And that's all of the Watt cards that we're gonna use in our main deck. So much for being a Watt deck, am I right?
I don't want to play with you anymore.
For the Tenpai cards, we play 2 Pydra, only need 2. The reason is Chandra only summons from deck, so if you draw one of these, it's kinda eh. So you have another one just so you can summon something from the deck. Because it is limited, we only play 1 Chandra. Chandra is amazing. And when I was playing this, I always thought Tenpai was so unbelievably strong. But then I realized a big choke point. You need to get to Chandra. If you can't get to Chandra, you can't do any like synchros, because he's the only tuner of the deck. To accommodate that, we also play only 1 Fadra, because drawing Fadra isn't that great, so having multiple copies of Fadra isn't good. You just use Fadra. If you do draw the Fadra, you do have Kaimen to summon it, so it's not that bad to draw. Because our entire combo relies on adding Genroku, we play at least 2 Genroku just so the combo is live. It is also a really good normal summon, as long as it doesn't get Ash. You can get into Chandra, Chandra will get you into Pydra, Pydra will get you Kaimen, and Kaimen will get you your Fadra. So that's how you get the entire thing rolling, basically. That's all of the Tenpai monsters we're gonna use. The bridge connecting both of them is our one copy of Blaster. If you draw this, you can't do the combo anymore.
I have to believe that it holds some secret strategy. This card is useless.
Unfortunate, but you know, if you brick, you brick. What can I say? You could also use this as like a breaker of some sort. Not that great, but you know, you make do with what's available to you, you know? So you can use this to discard a fire and just pop off. You can also summon it, which is great. That's all of our monsters, and then the rest of the deck is spell cards. We play, because it's limited, 1 Sengan Summoning and 2 Kaimens. Drawing this is pretty great. It's pretty okay if you already have Pydra in hand. So you can go Pydra into Chandra immediately. But most of the time when doing your combos, you search your Kaimen instead of setting this. This is also one of your ways to OTK, because Trident Dragon just pops this and then you can beat them to death with Dragon. For the Strike Striker part, we only play at least 6. Definitely we play 3 Engage. Engage is great. You need more draw power, gets you into all of your Sky Striker stuff, and then your draw could net you into a board breaker, which is great, right? The targets for our Engage is our 2 Widow Anchors and 1 Hornet Drones. Basically, this great board breaker, this gets you into the fire one. I forgot her name, but that's how you get multiple instances of your Engage. Basically, you can add more if you want to. Shark Cannon is pretty good, especially against the stuff that triggers in the graveyard. The one that blows up set cards too, but this works for most decks. That's why I chose this lineup. OCG, we play 2 Maxi. That's all the explanations I'm gonna give for that. To counter, Ash is one of your deadliest things here, or Droll. So we wanna answer that as much as possible with our Cold Buy. For more non-engine, we play Droplets. Droplet is like a good way also to get spells that you can't activate into the graveyard. Also good board breaker, amazing. So yeah, drawing this is good. Then for our board breakers, we play 2 Raigeki because we can. A lot of decks are actually monster focused nowadays, so you play 2 Raigeki. You can bump it up more, but I went with, because I mainly play Master Duel, I tried to go for something that is more equal on both back row and monsters. Also, some combo decks nowadays actually get some back row to have like layered interaction on you, so you also want that. For back row, we have Harpies and Heavy Storm, just a way to clear back row. We also only play 1 Lightning Storm. The main reason is drawing both, if you have to, kinda sucks because you can only activate 1 of it. So you want all of the cards in your hand to be activatable. That's why I only play 1 to like limit it, because at least when you draw your Droplet, you can Droplet send Droplet, so it's not that wasted. But having like 2 without a way to throw it to your graveyard is kinda eh. That's why I only play 1. That's it for our board wipes. We also play, because we have a lot of extra deck space, we play 3 Ultimate Slayer. We have 4 targets in our extra deck that we can use. So this is good, not once per turn. They can't respond to this, so you can just like deal with whatever threat that they have. Also, the stuff you're gonna throw from your extra deck also helps you either break boards or draw cards, etc. So that's also amazing. For our final Non-engines, we play one of each, a thrust and a tactics. Tactics is really good, just steals one of theirs if you already have the stuff in hand, or if you need more draw power, you can do it. This just gets you whatever board breaker you wish to have or you need at that specific point. Then to round out the deck, 3 upstart. There is an argument to removing upstarts and placing actual good cards in your deck, which is, you know, I just decided to have upstarts instead so you can get your engage online faster. Plus, thinning out your deck is pretty good, you know.
You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he can.
So that's it for the main deck. Go to the extra deck. Our extra deck, we play a lot of one-offs. Also, the entire extra deck is one-offs. Okay, we play What Q Key. What Q Key is your way to synchro into your What Hydra. So with Tuna and Cobra, you're able to get into Q Key. Q Key will get you into Hydra. Hydra is the one who banishes Blaster and gets you your Tenpai card. You know, it gets you Genroku. That's all of the Watt cards in our extra deck. For our Tenpai ones, we only play 1 Bident, 1 Transcendent, and 1 Trident Dragion. Actually, I'm glad that I actually built this IRL because I'm able to use this Trident Dragion that I pulled on info, which looks great. So this is your basic suit of Tenpai shit. Bident for extra damage, for more synchro plays to get into your Transcendent, and then your big OTK tool is your Trident Dragion. For our Sky Striker stuff, we play 1 Kagari. I actually remembered her name this time. And 1 of the new one, Amatsu. I've considered cutting this one actually. Kagari is like much needed, gets you your engage, which is great. You know, Amatsu is a new card that lets you, when it attacks, you're able to just pop a card on your opponent's board by popping itself and a card. And then when something with 2k, I believe, yeah, 2k or more attack activates its effect, change its effect to pop Sky Striker card on your side of the board. So it is like a way for you to like kind of dodge negate by summoning Amatsu and then just letting it stay on board, so that if they negate one of your stuff, you can just change the effect to it. So there is an argument to playing this, but I have thought about switching this to a Black Rose. That's all for our Sky Strikers. We play 1 Seals, Dragon FTK, you know, hell yeah. We also play Promethean Princess. There are times when you're not able to OTK them, you need to go somewhere. So Promethean Princess is one of your one of the ways to go into, because it doesn't really need any specific material, you can just use anything. And then once you summon something from the graveyard, you can then go to Hita, and then these two provides a pop on your opponent's turn, which is, you know, great. We play a Colossus. Main reason why we play Colossus, because if your Genroku gets ashed or gets negated, you can't OTK and you're just left with a Hydra on board. Because a Thunder monster activated its effect, aka what Tuna activated its effect in the hand, you're able to tribute a Thunder, which is your Wat Hydra, to summon Colossus. And hopefully you destroyed a lot of their board and then pop Colossus on the board on defense. It can protect itself twice and then they can't search. Hopefully that's enough for it to pass to your turn, and hopefully you can OTK them from there. For our Ultimate Slayer targets, 1 Garura, we play one Garura because the draws are badly needed. You need more draws to hopefully get you into your engage, get you into your board breakers, get you into whatever other stuff you need. For synchros, we have Malong. You just return one of their synchros and then return another one, a face-up card on their board, which is amazing. So it outs two things for you. For Xyz, we get Aggregator. Aggregator just negates, so it also outs two things for you. Against Ryziel, I've used this a lot by just returning their detonator to the extra deck and then returning, I think there was a Mitsurugi on the board, I forgot its name, but there was a Mitsurugi on the board and just negating that one. So it outs two things for you, which is great. And then for links, we play one Buchycephalus because Buchycephalus lets you send a card from the extra deck, which you will send Garura. So that gets you into another draw, and hopefully you get board breakers. The previous slot for this was Ferrijit. Ferrijit draws a card and lets you return a card, and you need a lot of draws, a lot of cards in hand to bait out a lot of the stuff on their board. So I opted to play Buchycephalus instead, to get you to draws instead of Ferrijit. And yeah, that's what Tenpai. It's not that strong. It's mainly played as a for fun going second stuff just to use your Watts, because Watts on their own is pretty weak. We don't play Watt Kingdom or Watt Train because Watt Train doesn't really do anything. Watt Train lets you add Watt Kingdom, and if you use Watt's Kingdom effect, you can't summon anything except Thunders, so it locks you out of everything. And sadly, one of the ways they can OTK is by going to Hoshiningen and just attack with like massive attack boosted Watt. However, that's not really gonna happen because you need non-engine to actually blow through their board. They're just not gonna let you, play that out, and they're just gonna like negate and stuff. So you need this, I believe, the much better like OTK strategy that Watts can be placed in. So yeah, that's the Watt Tenpai deck. I love the Watt cards. They look really colorful and I love them.